Welcome back to the Order of the Dragons, to another Conqueror's Blade video. This is the latest CB update. It came out on the 29th. It is around 100 megabytes, and it has some pretty decent changes that they've added to the game. If you did not know, recently they have opened up the borders to be able to cross through regions, and comes that is the Borderlands. This update, the biggest part of this update, is allowing the crossing over to the Borderlands to be able to conquer and capture all territories and all that stuff. To be able to cross through to the Borderlands or any other region to cross the border, you go to one of these fort crossings that you can go to. You travel from any of your main cities or whatever, go to your closest border crossing and head over that way to, let's say we want to go over to the Borderlands and I'm from Mayoing. I head over to South Dalsal Fort. I enter the South Dalsal Fort, and then I head over to the Borderlands guide and I click on cross the border, and it'll immediately send me over to the Borderlands, and then you have full access over to the Borderlands. If you wish to permanently live in the Borderlands, please go to a captured city that your house has captured and move your camp over there so that you'll be able to immediately travel back to your camp when needed. Okay, for the auction house, they've added a tab system to allow you to help easier search for whatever you're trying to get. If you haven't clicked on anything here, you can click on, so you have like all right here, you can click on uncommon. It'll search for all the uncommon items that you can find, or you can look for legendary and it'll find only of the legendary gear. But you can also click on hero equipment and do the same thing for that. Generalizes for the hero equipment, while the weapon, helm, armor, braces, and boots, it'll only search for the legendary or whatever. You can also do specific selections. You can choose a weapon. You can also do the quality. So let's say I want a Nodachi and I want only legendary. It'll do that. That's really, really cool. It's the same for every single other thing. If you want to do uncommon or common or whatever, all. Same thing for skill pages and hero materials and rewards and all sorts of stuff. So it's a really cool thing that they've added to really help with the auction house to make it much more easier for you guys to find what you're looking for. They had some sort of team system change where in the past, I guess you had to manually select if you want level 99s or above to be able to join your party, but I guess I didn't know they had this in the past, so I guess they removed that. So now anybody can enter the party if you invite them or they join the party. Another thing that they've added to the system optimization is the mastery points transfer. Oh man, this is really useful. If you sometimes in-game activities, but also you can also purchase this from the cash shop in-game. They basically, you can convert with one of these books, you can convert 100 mastery points into skill points. So if you have tons of mastery points in your main class and you have unlocked all the skills, you can use one of those books to convert 100 of those points to skill points, where you can then proceed to use those skill points to unlock any other skill on any other class. So that's extremely useful in how they did that. Next is the Warlord Balances. There are a couple big changes, but one of them is for all of the Warlords, and that is the sprint attack. In the past, you were able to spam the sprint attack, getting someone into a stun lock. Now that they have changed that to where there's now a cooldown of 0.5 seconds, so you cannot spam it anymore. You can still use sprint attacks effectively in battles and duels, but it will require a lot more dodging and blocking. The longsword and shield has had a pretty big nerf to the cooldowns on two of their skills, and they also had a damage reduction on one of their skills. A big change, the big nerf to one of the main big nerf would be the Mercy of Heaven, their healing skill. In the past, they were able to spam this in duels and in battles to constantly keep healing themselves, and they would never be taken down. Now they have put a big cooldown on it, so you will not be able to spam it. I've defeated them pretty easy in duels now as a Nodachi, so it's a pretty huge nerf. The Mercy of Heaven skill wasn't meant to be a personal healing skill. It was meant to be healing the allies and units around you. So if you're away from the supply point and you just fought off an attack, or you're being attacked immediately, you use the Mercy of Heaven skill to be able to heal your allies and your units around you so that they last longer and they're able to take out the units in front of them easier and survive. I don't know what the With Valor is, but it has had an increase on the cooldown on that. They've also reduced the health received on the player, and they reduced the health received to the allied players around you. But it's the same for the healing to your units is exactly the same. So make sure you use the Mercy of Heaven actively on the field around your allied units and allies. For Short Sword and Shield, they lowered the Shield Bash skills damage by quite a lot. At last, for the bow, they basically, I guess, fixed some sort of consistency issue between the trajectory and speed of each shooting skill with the normal attack at full charge. Let's go ahead and move on to durability changes. The durability has been a big issue since the beginning. We would have to purchase the same gear over and over and over again, or craft it, because we would lose our durability way too fast. Now that they've done that, they have greatly helped us out on trying to not having to constantly craft high level gear over and over again because we keep losing it. They've changed that. They've greatly reduced the durability consumption. So that is really, really good. Now you'll be able to craft one set of gear and you should be able to hold on to it for a very long time till you get your next set of gear. There has been a lot of changes on the unit balance. Even though I have not seen any Iron Reapers, they have greatly reduced the Iron Reapers' defense on the field. Also, Royal Demony Spearmen are now better against slashing damage. They were pretty weak, apparently. Though they cost 270 leadership, they were pretty decently weak, so they have improved that on the Demony Spearmen. That's good. The Cavalry, though. For the Cavalry, they've been trying to do some weird, they keep increasing the health, like increasing defense, decreasing defense, increasing attack, decreasing attack. They keep going back and forth on this. I do not know where they really want it at. So you have the Fire Lance Cavalry. Their armor values have been decreased by a significant amount, 25%. Same as the Winged Hussars, 25%. So yeah, that is quite a lot. Same for the Knights. Their armor values have been reduced by 35%, and their attack damage has been increased by 10%. And then the Yeoman's armor has been reduced by 15%, and their piercing damage has been reduced by 54%. I don't know what they're really trying to do for the horses, but they're going back and forth on it. I believe the greatest unit adjustment would be for the Prefecture Pikemen. No matter how much I try, I can't get my units in a pike formation. Either this is on my end or they glitched them out. They have also changed the damage for them. During the beginning of the charge, they will only do 60% of their charge damage in 1.5 seconds. After that 1.5 seconds, they will be doing 20% more damage than what we had before. So make sure to have your pikes a good distance away before you charge to get that full damage on enemy heroes. There's been a couple good changes in resources and resource crafting to make our life easier. They have changed the waiting reduction to gather all the resources in the open world from 30 seconds to 20 seconds. They've also modified some of the resources in the open world on the specific regions, like the refined copper composite wood in Osteria and finished leather and composite wood in Ungevergia, and everything, all these other things in the other regions. Another cool thing that they've recently done is that they've reduced the tier of the level of the city to be able to craft certain tier of equipment, like higher tier artillery, higher tier unit equipment, and other items. So this is really helpful for us if we need to craft our specific stuff. There's been a few changes to the store recently. They just recently added a beginner's bundle, which gives you quite a little few bonuses at the very beginning of the game. I would only go for this for the bronze and the unit XP cards. I wouldn't really go for the hero XP cards, as you already get quite a few amount XP in the game through the battles. But they've also added another thing to the store, which is called the new identity document, which allows you to change your hero name. What happens is when you use this, it will send you immediately back over to the main character creation menu and allows you to change your hero name. I've also talked about the martial arts manuscript, and they've added that to the cash shop. To get the martial arts manuscript, you do in-game activities, but also they will you can purchase it from the cash shop. There's been a bunch of minor changes to the open world and territory war. One change to the territory war is that before, during territory wars, you were able to change the settings of the fief. If you're the owner of the city during the territory war, now that they've changed that, you cannot change. Let's say if you had the city access to all people to enter it, and it entered territory war, you will not be able to change that during territory war. So you would have to change that beforehand. So make sure you change all your settings before the territory war begins. Another change is that I guess before, when you were in an enemy area or outside the high security areas, you would get, when you were pursued and you walked into a high security area, you would still be continued to pursue. Now, when you walk next to a friendly high security area, all the pursuits will cancel. So that's really helpful. Also, when players are loading into the world, they're enabled to be attacked by rebels, NPCs, and other players. I guess that was some sort of glitch that happened when people were loading the world. They would immediately get attacked. Now that they've done that, you will not be able to get attacked. They've also added a neutral NPC city in the Borderlands. I guess they didn't have that beforehand. Now that they've added in that, now you can also see siege contribution on the current battle field during preparation. That's really good. Food at the end has also been increased from 500,000 to 2 million. That was a big problem in the past, where the food of the ends would just decrease immensely, and we would not be able to continue, because like during the territory wars, everybody's constantly getting the food and stuff like that. So we would not be able to get any food if we were trying to go for bandits, etc., and all that stuff. So now that they've done that, you're able to get more. All the food is increased, so you'll be able to get food from there. They've also increased the marching speed of all the units and other stuff in the open world. As you can see, they've had a lot of marching speed increases right here. Now they've also done players waiting to enter fief can now see the contribution and battle statistics from the wait interface. So when you are wanting to join the battle and you're preparing, you'll be able to see it during the actual preparation when you're selecting your units, but you also can see it before that when you are waiting to join the battle outside in the open world. They've also done fief tribute distribution has been optimized. See new distributions limits below. I guess you apparently attack distribution limit. I don't really know what this is, why these higher numbers. You wouldn't even be able to get this amount in a week from a city. This probably is overall to all of your allies or something. I do not know, but that's what they changed it to. Last but not least, for the bug fixes and optimization, there hasn't been some sort of major bug fix that they've done, but they've definitely fixed a lot of the minor bugs that were going on and extended some of the, I guess, destruction timers, some sort of weird things that were going on. They fixed it up. Also, the rebels, they seem to be working a little bit better. They're not spawning in weird ass locations and all that stuff, and I see there seems to be quite a lot in the open world, so hopefully they fixed that completely. But as always, my patch notes are down in the description, so you guys can check this out and see for yourself. But also my Discord and Twitch, all my contact information is down below. And again, a lot of people are asking if we are recruiting to the house. My house just disbanded not too long ago, actually quite a while ago, I guess. But we had a lot of participation issues for the territory wars. People were hopping online, but they weren't really participating in the territory wars. So we're getting quite a bummed out. We played this game for a long time, since the PTR servers. So it's kind of like bummed out. Some of us are going over to EU West 2 and playing on that server. But we do have a house that was from our alliance that you guys can join if you want, and they're called Eden. I will put down their Discord in the description if you guys really want to hop on and play with them. I will join them if I can, or if I really want to. I'll join their house and help them out on territories and stuff like that. Also, if you guys want to support me, the Beastmaster pack is still available to those that want the War Elephant. The link is down in the description. Just click on that link and then type in TUFTD for the code and type a message of whatever you want to say, and then you can purchase the pack. Thank you guys again as always, and I hope to see you guys in the next Conqueror's Blade video.